Hi, Wes Lee with your weekly Mesonet Weather Report. Late April is traditionally when producers start hay production on the state's alfalfa and small grain crops. Recently, the weather in the state has been anything but favorable for that. April has been cold, wet, and cloudy so far. This chart shows April's average temperatures. The blue fill is the 15-year Mesonet average, while the dark line is the temperatures for 2020. All data have been smoothed. Temperatures through Wednesday were 2 to 10 degrees below the long-term average. Humidity levels have been high as well. Again, the line is this April's data versus the long-term average in the blue fill. Most days have been much higher than the average. Evapotranspiration, or ET, is another way of looking at good hay drying conditions. Typically, the higher the ET, the better the hay drying. This chart shows that ETs in April have been much lower than the Mesonet long-term averages. The good news is a more favorable weather pattern for hay is in the forecast. While the chances of rain are never zero this time of year, the browns in this map shows they are below normal for next week. The reds in this temperature forecast are also indicating a good chance of warmer weather ahead. Hopefully some high-quality forage can be baled up soon. Here's Gary looking at our longer-term forecast.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, we did get some rain this week. Hopefully it helped out those areas that were really dry. Unfortunately, it didn't help out all those areas. So let's take a look at the latest drought monitor map, see what we have. Well, as we've shown you over the last few months, we still have that area of severe drought across Cimarron County, and then the moderate drought extending southeastward from there. That's a long-term drought dating all the way back to last fall. So it's going to need a lot more rainfall than what they got this week to improve conditions out there. We also see those abnormally dry conditions. That's the yellow area introduced into parts of Harper County and also down into Roger Mills County. So those areas we're going to be watching for next week. We'll see if the rainfall from this week after the drought monitor was released helps with those areas on next week's map, however. The Climate Prediction Center released their outlooks for both May and the May through July periods. We'll start with the May period. For temperature, we see equal chances of above, below, or near normal conditions for Oklahoma and really much of the center of the U.S. So basically a punt on that outlook. The precipitation outlook, however, shows a really good signal for above normal precipitation across our area, especially the main body of the state. We see greatly increased odds of above normal precipitation, and really that extends up into the northern plains as well. So a really good wet signal there for May. Now when we get through the May through July period for temperature, we see increased odds for above normal temperatures during that period for all except the extreme northeastern part of the state. So above normal temperatures in the May through July period is not necessarily something we want, but we'll see if this actually comes to fruition as we go through the next few months. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.